So to give you guys a little bit of an update on this boat. This boat I purchased and it had basically a crack starting from here. I did not repair the paint in the letters. Starting from about here all the way forward and across here. All the way on this side, pretty far back as well. Not as far as on the other side. This side still has to be repainted. What I did is glue the boat back together and then reinforce it on the inside with fiberglass chop quite severely. I really didn't want it to break again. And now I'm in the process of restoring the paint scheme on the outside, which doesn't look as great right now, but I'm just adding all the colors. You can see a little bit of the work here that I'm in the middle of. And then when the final clear coat, it's a 2-component clear coat that's going to go on this thing. I got it right here actually. It's pretty easy to find on places like eBay, but it's a 2K clear coat. You take this red button out, you press it in the bottom and shake it up, and it's only good for I believe 8 hours, but you get a 2K, basically an automotive quality water resistant paint coat on here. None of your normal Trillion or all those Walmart brands. They're technically not good for underwater. So I'm going over it with that clear coat, but I did all the touch-ups all around and I'm still not done. Right now I'm laying carbon into it, so I did it in the back. It's not the most beautiful job, but it's only the second time that I'm doing this to a boat, and it's more so that I'm doing it for kind of quick looks. If you quickly look into it, it looks cool. And on top of that, I just want to add that rigidity to this hull. You never want to build a boat out of carbon fiber because it's very brittle. But if you have a fiberglass boat and you add carbon fiber afterwards, you just make the boat more stiff. And if the fiberglass doesn't flex as much, it stays good. I'm trying to see if I can show you the repairs, but it's going to be very hard to see. Repairing the boat all the way around, and it has still some work on the top. This whole top came off. I purchased it this way. It looks like it had a little accident, but all the components, the inside components, look to be close to brand new, if not brand new. So here you can look in the exhaust port, there's virtually no sooting. I'm gonna stick with the original engine. They're known to be pretty okay. I'm gonna keep the clutch. I know the race guys don't like that, but I'm gonna add, where did it go? From Bonsai Sports, a forced water cooling, and I'm gonna drill out the rudder cooling and also insert a small piece of pipe into the cooling spot right here in the back and cut it at an angle so that it's going to have a better water pickup there. All in all, still some work to do. I'm going to cut out these windows and actually put plexiglass windows in it, change the window shape a little bit, make it, in my opinion, a little bit more beautiful in appearance. And this is probably going to be one of those shelf queens that I'm taking out, 2-3 times a year to run it. But who knows, maybe I'll run it a lot, and maybe not, and maybe I'll end up selling. And here it is, clear coat is on it, looking great. Definitely got some dust in it, but after I polish this thing is going to just absolutely look better than new in many ways. If you know these boats, they got some issues. This thing is gonna look nice. I'm very excited about the windows that I'm cutting into it. That's going to be a nice project on itself. I'll make sure to put that in. And here we go. The windows are finally in. Everything ready. They came out pretty good. Made about a 2mm plexiglass. Got all the tiny bolts in there. Hope it focuses. And still got some cleaning up to do, but man, that really improved the look of this thing quite a bit. I really like how it came out. Let me know what you think, but man, I like this thing a whole lot better this way. It looks so much more meaner, it looks faster, and I just love that attention to detail. Just a little bit. Okay, now it is completely finished. Got all the hardware back installed. The entire body is done. I may still polish it just to get some dust out of the paint, but this is how she came out. I think she looked great. I mean, if you don't know it, it's going to be very hard to find out where it has been restored. But let me take you to the inside and show you what's going on there. Here you have the hatch, by the way. You can see the fiberglass repair. All the little bolts of how the window was installed. I did put these vent holes here on the side. Both sides. Really lining it up with the air intake actually here. And also the hot pocket that it often has here with the exhaust. The exhaust is wrapped in fireproof and heat retaining material, so that this is not going to glow as hot, not going to cause the cowl to get very hot here, about here on the inside, because sometimes they get sustained damage from that heat. So I did wrap that, did it in black to kind of match the carbon fiber, installed the 5th scale steering servo, put it on a rotating disc, installed a normal size, it's actually the original that came with it, normal servo for the throttle linkage. I did install a water pump, so the water pump will allow the engine to get its cooling and the exhaust to get its cooling even when the boat is sitting still idling in the water. I love the skill look of my boat, so sometimes I have them idling for a little longer than most people would. Just want to make sure that it gets proper cooling. I installed a Dumbo RC receiver and transmitter combo. I love them. I know they're very simple. Some people may not like them. I do like them. It just gives me a lot of range, and it's a simple remote, and it allows me the 3rd channel. I have a safety kill switch installed, so I can turn the boat off from my remote, but also if the boat ever loses battery power, it automatically shuts off the engine. When I lose connection to the remote, the boat just goes back to neutral throttle, so it won't kill the engine at that point. I don't know if you can see this. I made a pocket in here, right here. Made a pocket in here. It's velcroed, and that will allow a LiPo battery to be velcroed down right there on the left side of the vehicle. These boats suffer from because of the gas tank being quite big, and on this side, when the gas tank is somewhat full, the boat is actually tilting to the right, and if then you take a left-hand turn, the boat really tends to do this in the turn, and it's kind of at risk of flipping over. So instead of putting the battery pack somewhere here where it originally is, I put it slightly forward and to the left. Hopefully it won't mess too much with my center point of gravity, but I can make adjustments if necessary. In every case, it's going to give me a little bit more weight on the left, hopefully balancing out the boat a little bit. So this is where we're at. I have all the original hardware installed. I did balance the prop and sharpen it, so I hope that it runs fine on that stock gear. And engine is in incredible condition. I think this boat ran 2 or 3 times before somebody crashed it or wrecked it while transporting it. Something happened to it, I don't quite know what, but it's in great condition now.